There's a hard truth most women discover far too late. The way a man treats you is a direct reflection of how he values you, not your actual worth, but the worth he assigns to you in his mind. When he believes he's found something rare, something irreplaceable, his actions will show it. Consistency, effort, devotion. But when his behavior feels uncertain, when his energy fluctuates without reason, it's because his own intentions are foggy. A person who discovers a rare gem doesn't mistake it for gravel. Yet here's what matters. This perception has nothing to do with who you actually are. It's entirely about the lens through which he sees you. And that's just the beginning. What follows are 12 uncomfortable realities about men that most women only recognize after the damage is done. Pay attention, because understanding these patterns now could save you from confusion, betrayal, and years of trying to fix something that was never meant to work. Let's start with the first truth. Unconditional love doesn't exist in romantic relationships. That concept belongs to parenthood, to the bond between a mother and her child. But partnerships, they operate on reciprocity, emotional investment, mutual fulfillment. The moment you expect someone to stay regardless of how you show up, regardless of whether needs are met or respect is maintained, you're building a fantasy. Romance requires balance. It requires effort from both sides. No one stays where they feel unseen or undervalued, no matter how much they once cared. Before we continue, please like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content. Second, insecure men will dismantle everything they once admired about you. It's a paradox. The qualities that first drew him in, your confidence, your social ease, your independence, become threats. Why? Because he assumes other men see what he sees. So he'll isolate you, discourage your friendships, dim the light that made you magnetic. And when you finally become small enough to fit his insecurity, he'll claim he's lost attraction. He won't recognize that he's the architect of his own disappointment. Remember this. Whoever you were when he first noticed you is who attracted him. Don't let anyone rewrite you. Third, watch what happens when a man gains wealth later in life. Many men settle in their 20s or 30s with someone who feels safe, someone who fits their current reality. She's kind, she's loyal, she seems like a solid choice. But when financial success arrives, often in the 40s, the game changes. Suddenly, attention comes from places it never did before. New opportunities, new validation, and the woman who was once the best he could get no longer fits the upgraded image he has of himself. Midlife crisis meets opportunity, and loyalty becomes negotiable. Fourth, most men will never admit to infidelity, even when caught. You could have video evidence, timestamps, witnesses, and he'll still construct an alternate reality. He'll blame technology, he'll claim manipulation, he'll swear he was drugged, set up, or can't remember. The idea of full accountability? Rare. Some men do own their mistakes, rebuild trust, and genuinely change. But that's the exception. For most, denial is the default. Admitting betrayal feels like surrendering power, and they'd rather risk everything than face that moment of truth. Fifth, kindness alone will never be enough. No man deeply in love ever says, "I chose her because she's nice." Niceness is baseline. It's expected, not exceptional. What actually draws men in? Intelligence, humor, chemistry, shared passions, physical attraction, emotional depth. Being pleasant is a given, not a selling point. In fact, the only time you'll hear a man mention how nice someone was after he's already walked away. He was so good to me, but that's the real tell. Sixth, being a good person doesn't automatically make someone a good partner. Some men are beloved by everyone around them, charismatic, generous with friends, adored by family. But partnership requires a completely different skill set: communication, emotional availability, the ability to compromise without resentment. Being great at surface-level connection doesn't mean someone knows how to sustain intimacy. There are men who excel at being everyone's favorite, but fail completely at being a present, nurturing partner. Seventh, A man without direction will never fully appreciate you. If he doesn't know what he's building, if he has no vision for his life, no fire driving him towards growth, then how can he recognize your value? A man constructing his future with intention will see a woman of substance and want to integrate her into that vision. But a man drifting aimlessly, he'll only use you as distraction, comfort, temporary relief. You'll be relaxation, not inspiration. And the moment boredom creeps in, he'll search elsewhere. Eighth, beware the ones who love the hunt more than the person. Not all men want relationships. They want pursuit, the thrill of winning someone over. A secure man doesn't need games. He'll show interest clearly, and if you play hard to get, he'll simply redirect his energy elsewhere. But the ones who chase obsessively, they're addicted to the challenge, not you. Once the conquest is complete, once you're no longer out of reach, the excitement fades. Months or years may pass, but eventually he'll need another chase, another conquest, and you'll be left wondering what changed. Ninth, your past will be judged no matter what you're told. People claim they want transparency, full honesty about your history. But once details are shared, especially about past relationships or intimacy, it often creates tension. Men in particular tend to internalize this information in ways that breed insecurity or resentment. Honesty matters, yes, but discretion does too. You don't owe anyone a detailed catalog of your past. And weaponizing those details to provoke jealousy or test reactions, that only breeds toxicity. 10th, men can replace you overnight. Women often process relationship endings gradually. Tension builds over months, sometimes years, before reaching a breaking point. But men? It can happen in a single evening, one conversation, one moment of infatuation with someone new, and the next day, it's over. No warning signs, no slow decline, just a sudden, jarring exit that leaves you replaying every recent interaction, searching for clues that were never there. 11th, unrealistic expectations are shaped early. Many men are exposed to adult content before they even understand real intimacy. That becomes their baseline, their education, and it distorts everything that follows: how they perceive bodies, performance, connection. Research shows that heavy consumption of this material leads to dissatisfaction in real relationships because reality can never compete with a fabricated ideal. The comparison becomes subconscious, but the damage is real. And finally, 12th, men value freedom above almost everything. Autonomy, space, the ability to choose to stay rather than being forced to stay. The moment commitment feels like obligation, the moment love feels like pressure, something inside him pulls away. He needs to know he can leave in order to feel safe staying. Think of it this way: he has to see the exit in order to fully appreciate the experience. If the connection is compelling enough, he'll choose to remain, but that choice has to feel like his, not a trap, not a demand, a decision. These 12 truths aren't here to discourage you. They're here to prepare you, to help you see patterns before they cost you years of your life. The women who've learned these lessons the hard way understand. Awareness is protection, and the clearest sign of growth is knowing what you'll no longer tolerate. Your relationships will only change when you change what you're willing to accept. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video.